Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Wegmans Meals to Go.
Good evening on this Sunday. Looking at your Monday, starting off a little on the cooler side in the upper 20s. No records here, though. Warming up into the upper 30s. Quiet, cloudy, maybe an isolated spot of some precipitation, some rain-snow mix. More details on that coming up in a few minutes.
Coming up, News 8 prepares to hand out winter coats to people in need, and firefighters rescue several people and their pets from a big house fire in East Rochester.
From the team you can trust, this is News 8 at 6.
Good evening and welcome to this web edition of News 8 at 6. Firefighters on scene today of a major house fire in East Rochester. Several people and their pets had to be rescued. Atia Collins joins us now from the scene on East Elm Street. And Atia, we understand some firefighters were hurt as well.
That's right, Maureen. Fire officials tell me that 3 firefighters did suffer injuries. They were minor injuries and 1 is now in the hospital, but I want to show you the scene going on here. You can still see there are multiple crews here behind me as they try to secure that building. If you take a look, it was that building right behind me. You can see the damage mostly contained to the attic. Now, officials tell me there are 2 apartment units in the building with about 6 to 8 people living inside. Fire officials say the call came in around 3 p.m. with the possibility of people trapped. Officials on scene were able to get 2 residents out of the lower apartment before moving to the attic. They say the fire was mostly contained to the attic with heavy smoke and fire. Because of the location, fire officials say multiple aid companies were called to help. 3 firefighters were injured, like we said, and 1 was transported to Rochester Regional, and the other 2 were treated here at the scene. The man who lives here told me it all started when he went to change a light bulb.
In East Rochester, when you have houses on top of each other, it's very difficult to get ladders to the roof to vent. It almost comes down to an exterior attack. We did have crews inside, but probably the bulk of the fire was knocked down from the ladder truck that was, we had a line on the ladder shooting in that 3rd story window.
Me and my friend, we were upstairs cleaning, and we tried to put a light bulb in our attic because we were making that a little area. And the light went on and then it went back off. And she turned it on. All of my lights came back on and everything. And I started smelling smoke.
Now, the chief says that at least the upstairs apartment and the attic are not livable, and he's calling those a total loss. Now, again, everybody was able to get out okay, including some pets and a hamster named Jerry. There's no update on the condition of those firefighters. In East Rochester, Atia Collins, News 8.
All right, Atia, thank you. And again, those firefighters received some minor injuries. We know that 2 of them were taken to the hospital for evaluation. Meantime, the Red Cross is helping the family, and the cause of that fire is under investigation. We have an update as well on a house fire in Lyons that destroyed a home there yesterday. Lyons Fire Department tells us a little boy who was rescued from the 2nd floor of the house is on life support today. No age or name is being given at this time, but a GoFundMe page has been set up under the name Bennett Fire Fund. The details of the page say a family of 5 was displaced after the incident and that the youngest child is in critical condition. Rochester Police Officer Denny Wright was honored at a fundraiser today. Fellow officers, family, and friends gathering at Murphy's Law in downtown Rochester to raise money for Wright's continued recovery. Wright was stabbed repeatedly in the head, eye, and body in October while responding to a domestic call. The suspect was charged with attempted aggravated murder and assault. Wright was hospitalized for nearly 3 weeks after the incident and has lost sight in both eyes. Now the community wants him to know they're still by his side.
Just a celebration for all the hard work he's done and the tragedy that he went through. A very upbeat crowd supporting Denny 110%. You know, and we're sold out today, so it'll be a good event.
I think we all need
100% of the funds raised at this event will go to Wright and his family. Geneva police are trying to determine whether there is a connection between a series of drug overdoses in Ontario County this weekend. There were reported 5 overdoses in Geneva this morning, all in a 2-hour span. 2 additional overdoses happened in the town of Canandaigua overnight. None of these was fatal. Narcan was used on all 7 victims. Software giant Hewlett-Packard has rejected a takeover bid from Xerox. The $33 billion offer was voted down unanimously by HP's board. HP saying in a letter that the deal undervalues its business, but the company did not rule out any future arrangements. Both companies face difficult times as demand for digital documents has gone up. The Buffalo Bills played the Miami Dolphins today in sunny Florida, and the Dolphins are still winless. Thad Brown is live now with the Bills report. Hi, Thad.
Hi, Maureen. The Dolphins are winless against the Bills. They do have 2 wins against other teams, but we don't care about them. We only care about the Bills. Now, Lorenzo Alexander's a veteran, and he's been guiding second-year linebacker Tremaine Edmunds when it comes to being a leader, when it's time to speak to his teammates. But Alexander said that last night Edmunds took it upon himself to talk to the whole team. Alexander called it a sign of growth in the second-year linebacker, and it certainly seemed to have an effect today as the Bills wallop Miami 37-20.
This is what I was feeling at the moment, and those guys got trust in me, man. So, you know, me being a leader, you know, I just wanted to take my leadership a step forward.
Ears perk up when he talks because he's a guy that doesn't say much, and so when he speaks, it means something. And so last night, just challenging us to really just take that next step in our progression as a football team. It's not just being good, but let's be dominant. And when we play teams that we should beat dominant, let's be dominant.
I think it was good that a lot of guys on offense and stuff heard him speak, and it kind of opened their eyes. You know, he's a competitor, man, and he got in front of everybody. He really came out his comfort zone and really spoke his mind. So it was good to hear.
It's pumped us, you know, just to see a kid with a special talent and a special ability to lead and come out there and play for one another. And we felt him yesterday in his words. And we came out here and executed for him.
It's always been in me, man, so I just wanted to express it to my teammates. I just wanted them to know. And, I mean, they responded well, and I can't thank them enough.
Edmunds said there was no particular reason for why he stepped up this time. He said, quote, "That's just what leaders do. They know when it's time to step up." We'll have a whole lot more from this win over the Dolphins on RochesterFirst.com at 7:45 when Alexa Ross joins me for a Bills Game Day recap. Until then, live at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, I'm Thad Brown. Maureen, back to you.
All right, thank you, Thad. And we'll have much more in sports tonight as well. That's coming up at 11:30 tonight with Alexa Ross. We asked you to donate new or gently used coats for people in need, and you delivered. Tonight, a look behind the scenes as News 8 begins to share the warmth. One armful after another, thousands of coats were brought inside the Lake Avenue Baptist Church in Rochester, each to be given away in what is now a tradition.
It's like a Christmas gift to them. I mean, like I say, even though it's used and old to us, to them it's brand new.
This is an annual team effort between News 8, Fidelis Care, Action for a Better Community, and Julian's Dry Cleaners. We gather new coats, dry clean used coats, then give them all away to families in need. Sheridan Brothers also pitched in. The moving company picked up coats from the donation sites and delivered them to the church.
Rochester is very cold this time of year. Children, adults, you know, we have people living on the street who are very cold. And so our goal is to make sure everyone in our community has a warm coat.
Share the Warmth wouldn't be possible without the generosity of our donors, who are making sure everyone who needs a warm coat this winter will have one. Share the Warmth Coat Drive giveaway is tomorrow from 12 to 6 p.m. at Lake Avenue Baptist Church on 72 Ambrose Street in Rochester. Please call 321-5116 extension 3400 to see if you qualify. Well, after a very cold weekend, we are in for a bit of a warm-up, and that's good news, meteorologist James Gilbert.
Yeah, slowly but surely, Maureen, we will get there. We've got numbers that are closer to this average of 48 degrees. Doesn't that look nice? We haven't seen the 40 mark since last Sunday. Today we did hit it. 40 degrees, our afternoon high. We've got a snow depth of about 4 inches for most around Rochester. Of course, the big snow piles are there. They're going to stay there for quite a while, the whole season maybe. Who knows? But we'll lose this eventually as we get through the middle of the week. This will get down to 0, but it will probably take until Wednesday. Still a little bit of a blocking pattern. A trough of cooler air is in place. That will remain through at least Wednesday. This breaks up, though, as we get into Thursday. Next storm system we're keeping an eye on. That's going to be Thursday and into Friday. Of course, that correlates with a little bit of a warm up. We'll see warmer air overnight Wednesday and into Thursday. Storm system pushes through. That knocks temperatures back down. Of course, with the chance of rain and snow mixed in there as well. For the short term, we're clear for the next several hours, but clouds slowly increase. A storm system, nor'easter type storm system off the coast of the Atlantic. Of course, going to stay well to our east and just bring clouds. You see that behind this school bus here. School bus forecast, upper 20s, cold start, obviously cold finish as well. We'll only see temperatures climb into the upper 30s to near 40. And we're kind of stuck in this pattern. Not going to see too much fluctuations in temperatures. Starting off tomorrow around 30, cloudy skies will finish around 40. Precipitation chances are there. They're not 0. Watch, you see in the Futurecast behind me a little bit of a green and blue. Yeah, maybe a rain-snow mix possible. Very light across Monroe County. A drizzle, we'll even call it. As we get into the afternoon, no need for an umbrella or any impacts around the area. Just something you might notice tomorrow. Cloudy skies, that's going to dominate. Look at Tuesday. Almost the exact same thing. Starting off in the low 30s, finishing off in the low 40s. Maybe an isolated rain or snow chance there. And Wednesday, a similar scenario. Partly cloudy. Guess what? Starting off a little bit cooler, upper 20s, but finishing in the low 40s yet again. Thursday, that's when the pattern breaks. We see temperatures bump up into the upper 40s. Afternoon showers, that's rain showers, and that carries into Friday. We see the wind ramp up. A storm system moves through likely Thursday night and into Friday. That will be the next impactful weather and should push temperatures back down below average as we get into next weekend.
All right, so a little bit more snow, tail end of the week.
Yeah.
It'll be good to get this round out of there, though. I have a lot of yard work to do.
Right, we're waiting for that 4 or 5 inches to melt. Hopefully we get a little bit of that by Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday we should have some time to finish up that yard work.
I hope so, for sure. A lot of leaves still to bag and mulch.
You're not alone.
Whatnot. Thank you for joining us, everyone, for this News 8 at 6 web edition. We will be on air on the late news after prime time tonight. We'll be pushed back a little because of the delay caused by football. Other than that, just have a great evening. We'll see you on the late news, and check us out here on RochesterFirst.com.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and our apps for both news and weather.